Number 1. The red rose. In addition to symbolizing respect and the creative spirit of love, the red rose also represents true love. This symbol represents romantic love and eternal desire. Number 2. The red rose, a symbol of blood, was adopted by early martyrs, and later was also associated with the Virgin Mary. Number 3. The red rose is the beauty of nature and also has a powerful healing power, known to cure emotional illnesses and spiritual traumas. Number 4. The red rose represents good health and long life. It sends us a favorable message about our health. This can be expressed as an instruction or a promise. If we are not feeling well in our bodies, the red rose represents a promise that we will be healed and enjoy a long life. If you find a red rose alongside your sickbed, it is a message from the spiritual realm wishing you long life and health. You will recover quickly from that illness and resume all of your activities. Number 5. Red blossom of courage. The crimson rose inspires us to tackle our anxieties and uncertainties with courage. When we are confronted with the reality of change, we may experience an internal fear that might prevent us from going on if we continue to focus on it. When the cosmos notices that we are succumbing to fear, it sends us a red rose to remind us never to succumb to fear. The red rose will give us the confidence to face our fears and move forwards, no matter what challenges lie ahead. Number 6. Loyalty. We always give red roses to our friends and loved ones to show our love and loyalty to them. As a result, seeing a red rose conveys the message that you are concerned about their well-being. Number 7. Maintain emotional control. The rose is a beautiful plant that symbolizes love and tenderness. The color red can also symbolize rage and anger. A red rose could be sending us a message to keep these emotions in check. Number 8. Roses of red, roses of passion. The color red represents a strong desire for something. As a result, anytime a red rose appears your way, it is a sign of unbridled passion. Not only in a relationship, could be interest or accomplishment. Number 9. A red rose is a spiritual message. A red rose can represent the spirit of a lost loved one who is watching over and caring for you. Spiritual gateways are open from time to time to allow spirits to speak with us. During certain cycles, our loved one's spirits may send us a red rose to give us a sense of their existence and a knowledge of their love for us. If you have lost a loved one, a red rose is a message from them that you are still loved and that they are there for you whenever you need them. Number 10. Appreciation and encouragement. Meaning of a single red rose. The red rose is a thank you. You're either celebrating or mourning when you give it to someone. It is always a sign of thanks and encouragement.
Okay, spread those legs wide and take a big whiff.
That is not organic herbs freshly blended to your satisfaction, girl. That smell like grouper and summer's eve. Say it ain't so.
I told you I want to do that steam and I want to just keep using my summer's eve. What's the problem?
I can't even look at you right now. No, but for real, I told you. Visit ColombianExchange.com. Get you a womb steam. And get it now because everything is on sale. No promo code needed. The next time we come to this event, it better be steamed. Okay?
Okay, Daddy, I got you. I'm a steam.
Come on, y'all can do better than that. You got yourself a round of applause, man. It's the Hood Mystic here representing hoodmystic.com, whiterabbitpsych.com, colombianexchange.com, and we're here with another daily energy reading. The topic and theme for the day is to stop and smell the roses. What we do with a daily energy reading is where we combine spirituality, occultism, and astrology. Each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, are ruled by planets. So when people say they don't believe in astrology, just simply ask them, what day is it? If they say that today is Thursday, ask them, why is it called Thursday? And that's actually Nordic, and Thor Thor is just the Nordic variation of the planet Jupiter. So if you live in America and you can bear witness to the days of the week, you are dealing with astrology. If it's not the planets, then we would be calling these days of the week something completely different. So with this being said, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all. We are going to continue this theme. Today we're going to be looking at Jupiter transits. Jupiter will be opposed the moon today, but also Jupiter is trining Pluto. And so the reason that we titled this video Stop and Smell the Roses is multi-layered. In order to tap in and tune into our spiritual development, we must stop our mind, because our mind is propagated what we want, what we desire, what we need. And when we are in that mode, that is called lust. And Aleister Crowley teaches, when we are in lust of result, we are no longer doing magic. So, with this all being said, we have to learn to free ourselves from our desires. And the best way to do that is to stop. Now, when we reference smell, I had to take out the trash this morning. It was stinking, right? The reason that I took out the trash and then cleaned up, light an incense, is because if you're ever going to be in a spiritual state of mind, now I really rely on a spiritual state of mind. So I basically put incense in the budget. You know, when it comes to bleach and things of that nature, burning herbs, these are what trigger the subconscious mind to be suggestible, to then bring in more clients for my business, attract love, safety, good health, good ideas, making sure I take the left turn instead of the right turn. Because if I take the right turn, you know, impending doom awaits. So all of these things come from a spiritual perspective. And a lot of it is the smells and the vibrations that you have in your house. I think that one of the most potent smells that you can burn in your home is roses. One of the most potent oils that you can put on as a witch is rose oil. If you are practicing or a practitioner in magical arts, you should be armed with a particular fragrance. Whether it is sandalwood, peppermint, rose oil, because these particular fragrances tap into millions of years of human development. Okay? So when we talk about aspects of God, aspects of spirituality, we can read all of the books, we can watch all of the lectures, but your most powerful thing might be to light an incense, to, burn herbs. There was a real interesting point in my spiritual development where I used to live as a roommate with a guy, and it was a guy and a girl, and I stayed in the attic. and up the street was a Mexican botanica slash grocery store. And that was like the closest grocery store to me. So I would walk there and I would get food. They had good chicharrones. I was eating meat at this time. Good chicharrones and good burritos. I get a Corona after work, sit at the restaurant and like eat, go home. But then I started to like see that they had like a section in the store that had candles and herbs. So I'm not slow. I was like into it, but I wasn't. I was listening to Bobby Hemmett videos and Brother Panic videos, but I wasn't a practitioner. I was just listening to the videos because the content was interesting and I felt like I was learning something, but yet and still I was catching the bus back and forth to work. So I wasn't putting two and two together. I would be like, let me find a good video for a money spell. And then I would then listen to the video as if that was the money spell. This is how I was early in my spirituality. Hell, some of you may be the same way. So the point of the matter is that I'm in the Botanica. So I started buying candles. First candle I get was a black candle because I'm into that dark shit because I'm listening to goddamn Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic, you know. So then I seen the herbs. Now the first time I got herbs, I didn't have a cauldron. I didn't have any charcoal. All of that came later. I just had the herbs. This is how novice I was. I just had them and I would like just have them. I don't know. I didn't cook with them. I didn't open the packet. I just had mad herbs in my house because I didn't know what to do. But something in my intuition, my subconscious mind, I didn't read it anywhere. Something said, burn them, burn these herbs. And intuitively, I went to in Columbus, Ohio. It's a store called Pearls of Wisdom, right? If you're in Columbus, Ohio, visit Pearls of Wisdom, one of the dopest spiritual stores that I've ever been to in my life, as far as crystals, books, and vibes, right? But beyond that point, uh, I went and got a cauldron and I went and got some charcoal and I got the herbs from the Botanica and I started burning herbs intuitively. Now I realized that I was triggering my olfactory system and I was getting into my spiritual consciousness, but that is what I needed to catalyze or to catapult me into spiritual development in a true visionary sense, not like on some crash out trying to do a spell for $20. I really need this, that, and the third. Like I really got into the spiritual practice, and it was really weird because I at that time I had developed a lot of negative attachments because when you don't do spiritual work, your life is utter shit. No matter how rich you are, no matter how much things are going for you, if you don't practice intuitive action in spiritual development on a daily basis, your overall mental health and inner well-being is shit because the action of spirituality bring enlightenment, not the observation of spirituality. If you watch people, I was so sick in the head, I would be trying to find a voodoo ritual online so I could watch it. What was I going to watch a voodoo ritual for? Like that means nothing. That means nothing in real life. Like if I'm not trying to do a voodoo ritual, ain't no sense in me watching niggas do voodoo when I can do voodoo myself. So the herbs was like my first awakening, burning the herbs. So when we talk about stopping and smelling the roses, in reference to the astrology, the spirituality, and occultism of the day, this would be a good day to burn herbs, especially if you never burnt herbs or it's been a while since you burnt herbs. You got a cauldron, you got a charcoal, but you got too busy catching up with work and stuff like that. Well, like it you can make time for spiritual development, right? This is a perfect day to do so. So today, I made sure before I got on this live that I burnt some herbs, and then the conversation led into bodhisattva. So, what I'm going to do before we get into the conversation is define bodhisattva, because on some real shit, I've had readings from people from Saudi Arabia and India this week. No niggas. On my soul. Shit is getting real, y'all. Y'all have no idea how real shit is about to get. Oh my God, niggas is going to turn into X-Men overnight. So, the first conversation I want to open us up to is, what is a bodhisattva? A bodhisattva is a person on the path to becoming a Buddha or Bodhi. The word comes from the Sanskrit words Bodhi, meaning awakening or enlightenment, and sattva, meaning being, right? And I didn't even read this previous to me having the conversation, but as I was saying, the herbs are the stimulant. I love that word, stimulant. What is going to stimulate you into your spiritual path and spiritual development? Oh, I got it. Worrying about your baby daddy, seeing if he gonna come home tonight or not. Worrying about your past because you had a broken heart when you was 26. Now you 46 and you still reflecting on the time. That's going to bring your awakening. I'm talking about positive actions and endeavors and understandings and overstandings so you can become the true being that you actually are. So stop and smell the roses is an awakening, but it is a way to awaken yourself by burning dried roses. Because when we get into the science of roses, it's not like we're not talking about something that's very ancient and that's just what people do when we talk about activating and enlightening ourselves. So who are you really? Do you really want to know? Niggas will be on this goddamn YouTube talking some hot mumbo jumbo, right? Giving you $1,000 courses. And the irony is all you had to do is spend $4 on some dry roses. One's in the chat if that's crazy. Shout out to y'all, man. How y'all feeling this morning? Y'all attentive, I see. Niggas waking up to some real shit. It's an energetic shift, man. When we talk about Jupiter, Trine, Pluto, we talking about positive energy. We talking about luck, expansion. All that bullshit, throw it away. How do you activate your shit? You mean to tell me I gotta listen to you ramble and give you all of my money and still be in the same situation, even worse? Nah, I'm telling you right now, stop dumbing yourself down. Don't dumb yourself down, especially today. Bodhisattvas are often depicted as less austere than the Buddha and are often represented with jewelry, elegant clothing, and graceful poses. When you chose your clothes today, if you already out and about, I bet you took extra care. I bet you didn't just throw anything on. Even if it wasn't necessarily like you was thinking you got to look like goddamn a fashion model, but it did take a little bit more time before you got out the house today. Now, if you just still in your lower energy in a goddamn dingy ass t-shirt, do you know what the problem is with the energy for the day? Get your shit together, man. Everybody should have at least a couple outfits that they haven't worn yet that's just hanging up. And it ain't expensive. Like, it's places to shop that you online. Are you crazy? The money that you spend on Loud, you could probably get 10 outfits on Shein. And niggas like, I don't want to wear no Shein shit, but I mean, it's over now. All of that brand worship is over now. You just gotta just push it together now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta look like you can put some shit together. It ain't, when I was growing up, niggas would be basically trying to figure out if your fucking outfit was authentic. Like, niggas would be like really trying to figure out the quality of your shit. Now it ain't even like that. You take care of yourself, put on some oil, put on a nice outfit, feel good about yourself, in reference to your energy. Because the bodhisattva has to be a representation of what God looks like. Now, we're not about to get religious, because tomorrow you can be looking crazy, or yesterday you can be looking crazy, but sometimes you got to understand and overstand Thursdays. What is Thursdays? Thursdays is ladies' night. Thursdays is the day where you can really make impact, and you can go into Friday feeling good, or go into Friday spending all your money like, damn, soon as I get paid, that whole shit be gone, man. I need to. You can shift your whole energy today. So let's open up the conversation with Bodhisattva. And now let's look at the chart, and then let's look at the Sabian symbol. I had some reflections on this particular Jupiter transit, with Jupiter opposing the moon. And the download that I was getting was that the only relationship that is 100% that can be bear witness with every individual is the relationship to the soul. So when we talk about Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, these energies aren't so much centered in your relationship with other people, although it starts off like that. The progression of these planets, such, because the moon, I got it covered, the Capricorn on this thing is covering up the moon, but the moon is in Scorpio opposing Jupiter. And one could get so caught up in their relationship with another person in many different degrees, from bosses to lovers to mothers to brothers. However, the key relationship that we all should bear witness to is the relationship to self, the relationship to the soul. And the irony to it is in Jupiter, because God is funny. The irony that your expansion when it comes to your possessions are much more robust when you are dealing with your soul, meaning that you can make much more money if you was dependent on your soul rather than your baby mama to give you some money. Imagine you still waiting for your baby mama to get a bag. If niggas is waiting on, like, I'm waiting on my girl to, like, we gonna like team up and be a power couple like Jay-Z and Beyonce. No, y'all gonna be going to the goddamn place where they collect cans at and trying to see if y'all can get $40 for some food. You waiting for your baby daddy to, stop playing a video game and get a job. He never gonna stop playing that game. He's never going to stop. It's too addictive, and it's getting more addictive by the day. Now, this energy would be trying to change someone versus trying to change yourself. So easy to change yourself, so fucking impossible to change another person. So if you caught up in the inertia, in the enigma of looking at somebody saying, I wish you would change, divert all of that energy into self and watch the transformations that take place in your life. Right? When we look at Jupiter in Taurus, Taurus being very earthy and agriculture, and Jupiter is saying, how can we expand this garden into a farm? Right? That is a solution that is being presented. And the solution is very simple, is offering. Now you could offer, you could give your baby mama $1,000. She's gonna say thank you and go get her hair and nails done. However, you can offer your higher self roses and you will be rewarded with a larger garden. Every time we give offerings, we get receivings to spirit. Let's be clear. Niggas that take your money and run with it. So let's bring up the Sabian symbol in reference to the energy so we can get a clearer viewpoint on why I said that this video is called Stop and Think You, Baby. I wanna stop and think you, baby. Let's see where Jupiter at on the chart. Jupiter is at 11 degrees. 11 degrees Taurus. So make sure that y'all can see the same screen I'm seeing. Then we're going to zoom in so you can get some visual. Right? Look at your sun sign, look at your moon sign, and study the Sabian symbol, the meaning around the Sabian symbol. At first, it's very abstract, but then we have to then break down the abstraction into metaphysical principles to understand and overstand the energy. So at Taurus at 11 degrees, so we're going to always reference Jupiter energy on top of everything that we're saying, because Jupiter, the planet of expansion, will expand all of these energies once we bear witness to it. So a woman watering flowers in her garden. This is where I'm at. A woman watering flowers in her garden is all symbolic. A woman, receptive energy. Watering could be a reference to multiplying or growing or even understanding your emotions, how you particularly feel is going to multiply and grow. The flowers in her garden represents her possessions, her abundance, her ability to grow, or your ability rather to be receptive to something that will then lead to multiplication, right? So what are you receptive to? Or even are you receptive to spirit, to source? Now, the first part of this is to just simply stop, right? The first part of this is to stop and recognize who you are. Because when you recognize who you are, you will naturally grow. That is my message. If anybody asks me how I was able to do anything in life, because I never take credit, I never feel like, hi, I'm Kyrie Anthony, I'm this, that, and the third. Like, I don't feel that, because anything that I've ever accomplished have come from me submitting my ego. Me letting go completely of who I think I am. When I think I know who I am, nothing happens. So as the roots, so the flowers. Who you are at consciousness levels, right? When we have the conversation about bodhisattva, it is who you are versus who you are not, and the differentiation between the two. As a bodhisattva, you have come down here with a specific thing to do that is already encoded within your DNA. When you tap into that and not your pain body, not your trauma bond, not your familial setting, not your upbringing, not who has the best song. Did you watch Kendrick last night when they all got together? That was so emotional. What does that have to do with you? Because if they're on their path, what does that look like for you? As we come into this full moon energy, this full moon is very important because it's going to be a snapshot of how your future is going to be. So hopefully you have been intentional in setting yourself and putting yourself in places that you want to be in the future. We will be in Frankenmuth doing an event. If you want to tap in, pull up. But this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be in the intention of growing our business because that's what's important. That's what put food on the table, and that's what's in alignment with the purpose and path. The purpose and path is so serious. Imagine having a thing that can save your life, that you can grow and develop, but when you wake up, you're not excited about it. You're a grown ass man, you're a grown ass woman, and you don't know what that thing is that is going to wake you up and excite yourself. And then you like, damn, I gotta really do it, because if I don't do it, ain't no goddamn bacon gonna be on the table. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, get up off your ass, do what you gotta do. That's Jupiter. Jupiter is social. Jupiter is, hi, my name is such and such. How you doing? And you coming out here with a bonnet. When you go to the post office to deliver your mail, you ain't trying to talk to no fucking body. You got a business online, but when you go to the restaurant, you don't got no cards. You don't got no stickers. No, oh yeah, check my website out. You ain't saying shit to nobody. But then you want to be successful. One's in the chat, if that don't make no fucking sense. So it gotta match up. Sometimes you gotta, like, for me, I'm on the process of looking the part. That process, I'm not done with it. And that process is going to last the rest of my life. Because once you realize, oh shit, time is time, Saturn is Saturn, the discipline is natural. See, if you feel like you got all the time in the world, or you feel like the ball has passed you by and you will never catch it again, you going to just say, fuck it, I'm going to just drink. I'm going to just lay around. I'm going to just watch this porn. I'm going to just chill out, veg out. I ain't nothing to do. But then once you understand you got a purpose and a mission from God, you got to start taking care of yourself with an energy. You got to wake up for your business with an energy. But then when you go to the goddamn coffee shop, you ain't trying to say shit to nobody. You just trying to just get your coffee and leave. It don't fucking work like that. You got to have a presence. You got to have an energy. And that presence and energy starts off with your pheromones, how you smell, how you present yourself, how you look at people, who you coming with, who you leaving with, what you do when nobody looking at you. Because what you do when nobody look at you, when we do finally see you, we understand what you've been doing this whole entire time that we haven't seen you. Oh, you ain't been on shit, huh? Yeah, I can tell. However, Jupiter is good for the ego. Jupiter is that person that you always want to be. But in the middle of you being that person comes into the day. So what is this day tying into? I'm for sure going to change the title. I just been busy trying to get ready for this event, but it's going to be the same book. So you could just literally get the book. It say 2023, cross the 3 out, put a 4. It does not fucking matter because the moon is the moon. Um, it's just taking me this week to realize that. I just been OD unaware, but now it's like, yeah, it's just a moon journal, guys. The year is inconsequential. Let's just deal with the facts of the matter. The moon is going to moon. Let's follow it. So, the point of what I was saying, the person that you are today and the person that you want to be tomorrow comes in the form of Thursday and Friday, which are release days. The release days is focused on the throat chakra. Now, if you look online and you try to search things about purging, you're going to find a bunch of scary movies with a bunch of there's a bunch of negative energy surrounding purging. But when we talk about spirituality and becoming your higher self, purging is the way to go. If you have a eating process and a drinking process and you just consistently eat the same thing, drink the same thing, and you crave spiritual enlightenment, either stop eating the shit or drink more water. Go OD with the water, purge out your system. If you are bold enough and strong enough, throw that shit up. Clear out your intestines. Purge. That's bad advice, okay? Just letting y'all know that. Don't take that advice unless you're a motherfucking soldier. Unless you're a warrior. Thursdays will be release days, and the focus will be on the throat chakra. The throat chakra allows us to express our intention and use our voice as a powerful tool for manifesting. Use release days and be mindful of your expression. Release the negative things within to create space for the positive intentions you utilized earlier in the week. So, like I said, you've been at the UPS every day, going in and out, returning shit to Amazon, ain't saying shit to nobody. So instead of standing in line on your phone or just standing in line, staring in space, say hello, say hi, say, oh, that's a nice dress. I like that. Where'd you get it? Okay, you got your own store? Oh, that's good. Oh, you got an event this weekend, a pop-up with other creators and vendors. It's only a $20 vendor fee. Oh, I'm so happy I said something to you. Oh, I'm so happy I opened my mouth. Don't go through the day on some, I can't talk to these people because they got lower vibration. That's that Jupiter energy. And I would say when somebody is talking to you, be an empty cup. And allow them to talk back to themselves. Sometimes people just want to talk about themselves and they want to be healed, right? Y'all are all psychics, y'all are all readers, whether you know it or not, right? You are the healer in your family. The blockage between you and your capabilities is your ability to just simply let go, release. Okay? So be aware of the conversations that are taking place today, all days, but when we deal with it's too much knowledge to talk about in one sitting. So it's like a sandwich. Today we just dealing with the burger, right? But the burger is good, but ain't nobody ever go to the store and say, "Can I just get a burger?" Right? Just no bun, no sauce, no lettuce, no tomato. Just give me a straight up patty. No, you got to get different layers to make it a sandwich. So, what does stop and smell the roses mean, y'all? It means to relax, take time out of one's busy schedule to enjoy or appreciate the beauty of life. Now, this is normal. Life is so beautiful. God is so wonderful. But then once we step outside of the religious box, we have to understand contrast. Now, Abraham Hicks talks about this a lot. And when she says it, I kind of get it, but I really didn't get it until, I'm going through what I'm going through. Life is the best teacher. Contrast is black and white. Contrast is good and bad. In order to experience the good, you got to understand the bad. Religious says God is just good. And if it's bad, it have nothing to do with religion. Spirituality, religious spirituality, or spirituality in the guise of like college educated scam artists will create a spiritual bubble where everything is good. But within that bubble is a bunch of people with deep psychological problems. But as long as the spiritual guru is getting paid, that's the bottom line. So within these particular thought forms and thought patterns, we're searching for the good and we're refusing to understand the bad. But when we are in these paradigms, we don't even understand spirituality because spirituality is the inhale and exhale. Nigga, you inhale, but you can get out of hell too. You inhale, but you can get out of hell too. Your whole life, you inhale. Oh man, I gotta be a motherfucking comedian someday. I gotta be. I thought you said we was in hell, hood. I ain't say inhale. I said you breathe by inhaling, exhaling. Okay? Breathing is spirituality. So stopping and breathing in the roses is going to activate something. So understanding religious and spirituality, we have to get that definition, and then we can go deeper into the sense of smell. The sense of smell has a rich history of being used to explain religious experiences, both in symbolic and literal ways. Smell is one of our external senses that quickly attracts us to something or repels us. When I woke up, it's trash day. I needed to take the trash out. It was the bag was repelling itself from my existence. I don't care how spiritual you is. You go and put that motherfucking trash in a trash can. Ain't nobody so spiritual to say, I'm one with the all, so the trash don't even bother me. Like, nobody says that. So you got to be right and exact with the types of smells that are in your environment, and you have to be kind of consistent with it. Like you say, I want to meditate. Well, let's burn some herbs. Let's burn some incense first. Create the ambiance, which would be easier to go into trance and go into meditation versus trying to just go into a space that haven't created no energy. So I'm having a tough time meditating, hood. It's like I just can't, the thoughts, and it's like I be thinking about stuff, and then it's just like,
I be trying, but it be hard, hood. Like I can't do it, hood. It's just like so hard to meditate. And it's like, well, yeah, I burnt some incense. I got them from the gas station. Like, no, stop. Stop, bro. Stop getting incense from the gas station. If your incense smell like perfume, throw them away. Get pure resin incense. Satya. If you can't find pure incense resins, go to Columbian Exchange. I will send you some for $3. I'll go to the store, buy some, and send them to you. Right? And I'm giving them to you at cost. Because what the hell? Y'all need to stop going to the gas station and getting incense. That don't even make sense. Right? And at the same time, you're going to have to experiment with live resins such as frankincense, myrrh. Get you a pestle and mortar. These are spiritual investments. $10 off of Amazon. I haven't got them. I'll buy all of that shit for you and send it to you. Like, hood, I want to start burning herbs, bruh. Get me together. All right, send me $40. I'll give you a whole kit. You feel me? But you gotta do the work. You can't be like, bro, I was listening to this lecture last night. That shit blew my mind, bro. That shit blew my mind, bro. I'm sitting here just flabbergasted. Billy Carson said we was aliens, man. Like, oh my God. You ever heard of Area 51? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Roswell. Oh my. Can you believe it, hood? Niggas be sitting in a room. Y'all, hey, keep it a buck. Let's have a real conversation, y'all. Describe what that nigga's room smell like. When you went to go creep with your sneaky link and he just had a room. It had like pizza boxes and soda cans and shit. Like, what that nigga room smell like? Did your baby daddy? That's what we talk about. What his room smell like? Oh, we ain't have a room. The car. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, it smelled like new car scent, air freshener. Febreze, like the spray can, aerosol. Y'all still be doing that shit? Niggas, I bet you niggas still be doing that shit. Like, burn you an incense, my guy. Like, stop killing, stop putting cancer in the air. Like, we gotta be beyond. Man, where the sprayer at? Niggas is goofy, man. Like, we ain't read no ingredients or nothing. We like, damn. And niggas would be in the doctor hospital with the weirdest diseases, though. Like, niggas be taking the weirdest medicines, having the weirdest ailments, and it's just like, I don't even know why. Hey, is you gonna finish with the beef stew tonight, or are we gonna have it in the morning? Like, bro, it's a whole different realm of life to understand and how to like really work this smell stuff and like fumigate in the room with like potent herbs and potent resins. And all of this is spiritual. Like, you can change your whole reality, your whole understanding of who you are when you start doing this work. Like, I for sure did spells with herbs and the shit popped off like a motherfucker. like immediate results. And I for sure listened to a nigga's video and I still be in the same situation that I was yesterday. So what I'm saying is the prescription in the video is not in the video. It is in what you do after the video, which is a dope little segue for me to talk about what I'm going to talk about every day. Join the mystery school. It's free. It's the world's only first spiritual social media. I just want y'all to get in there and post cool shit that y'all doing, more about who y'all are. You know what I'm saying? It's only so far we can get,
in the chat comments and things of that nature, even though I do appreciate it. But like, and it's not going to be a force. I'm going to just post this every day because I got to pay a lot of money every month. Well, we have to pay a lot of money every month to maintain it. So might as well get people posting on it, sharing their experiences. And at least if you post on the mystery school, we will see your posts. Y'all niggas will post every day on Instagram. And let me tell you something. I don't see y'all shit. Don't nobody see y'all posts. So why don't you post where you can get some engagement around other spiritual people and not weirdos and trolls and bots, okay? In the mystery school, there is no bots. It's only real people. Another positive is that if you in Detroit and there's other people in Detroit, I don't know, maybe y'all can link up or meet up if it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So, but that only happens if people join, right? So I can't join for y'all. So this is just my little TED talk to get y'all to join the mystery school. But rather than just join, post, you know what I mean? Like let people know who you are, what you do. And if y'all need anything from me, let me know. So that seemed like a perfect little segue to get my little TED talk in there. So let's just talk about the astrology of the day. Moon opposing Jupiter. And I'm going to show y'all this interesting thread of words and concepts. And the word that I want to bring to y'all attention is the word generous. Generous. I know some ladies looking for a generous guy. Know some guys looking for a generous girl, right? But what is generous? Where does generosity come from? And why aren't you generous? The moon in Scorpio is transiting into a level of deep partnership and deep understanding. So when it comes to generosity, that requires another person or another thing to be generous to. So when we are looking at it from an astrological level and we want to be as general and as broad as possible when we have these conversations, generosity, then it has to be between the human and the soul. That way, it's for everybody to have the conversation. Now, what does this generosity bring about? Optimism. If you're not generous to the soul, you're not going to be optimistic because you're in a selfish energy. You're in a selfish paradigm. Here we go. How do I be generous to my soul? By spiritual actions. What is a spiritual action? Stop, deep breath, intuition, act. Deep breath, intuition, act. It might be something random. Painting, sculpting, knitting, writing, going to the cemetery, burning herbs. These are all of the ways that you pay back your soul for life because your soul wants to observe the world and experience the world. If you're doing that, great. But when we talk about coming up with a prescription, we don't come up with prescriptions for motherfuckers who already are healed. A prescription is for somebody that is broken. That brokenness comes from a person projecting their God force energy on another human being. I guarantee everybody here is going through a Scorpio transit where they either get it or they don't get it. And most people don't get it because love is something to be experienced on the external. A relationship is something to be experienced on the external. Thus, we wouldn't never fully get what the conversation is leading up to because we're trying to figure out something that can't be figured out. You cannot change people. And the problem that you have with the person that you love is that you want to change them. You just wish they would change. You just wish they would do something different. So thus is going to stop you from being generous because they're not doing what you want them to do. They're never going to do what you want them to do. However, there is somebody that is ready to do what you want to do at will. There is a perfect relationship. There is a perfect gateway for you, and it is found through your spiritual development. And spiritual development is not figuring out who got the best videos. Spiritual development is found in being generous, right? And when we understand these energies and we come together and we go outside and we say, all right, now that I have a strong relationship with my soul, talking to these people is easy. But if you feel like these people owe you something, or that you can, or they can take something from you, then that's where you're going to get fucked up at. This is a time to really spread your wings and for people to see who you are. Now, once again, where is this all coming from? A lot of people will feel that they don't have nothing to give because they haven't got what they got. So they still trying to get what they need to get. But the reality is you already have it. When we look at the etymology of generosity, the first words we get is nobility and goodness of race. As Atlanteans, as true spiritual beings having a human experience, as bodhisattvas, that is your true race. You're not black, you're not white, you're not a boy, you're not a girl. You are a bodhisattva. You are an ascended master that have come down to earth to do a specific thing. I only want people like that on my channel. That's why it's not a lot of people here. That's why it's not no bots here. This is for the nobles. This is for the collective. This is for people who have souls. If you have a soul, you can be generous. This shit never stops. You have to believe that if you haven't found your idea yet, if you haven't found your breakthrough, it is there for you. I guarantee it's there for you. It is something within you that is going to be all you have to do is wake up and money will come to you. If you haven't found that yet, maybe you know it's your talent. Maybe you know it's your music, but you haven't put out shit for real. You haven't really did the storyboard for the video, got your boys together, shot the video on a low budget, put the video out, do another video, do interviews, do press runs. Like you haven't really did no business behind your music. But yet and still, you saying, damn, I hate going to this job, man. I hate going to this job. This job get on my motherfucking nerves, man. I can't stand this motherfucking boss. You have it already within you to not even never go to work. However, who are you? What is your relationships? Nobility, excellence, magnanimity. I had to Google that word because I didn't know what the hell they was talking about. Magnanimous means generous or forgiving, especially toward a rival or less powerful person. So guess what? So it could be two things, really, but really the shit is kind of crazy. This is how I download the information. And a lot of people are not going to agree with me because a lot of people is under the spell of hip hop music. But yesterday was a whole concert in reference to Juneteenth and dissing Drake and Kendrick Lamar and all of this type of stuff. This like beef that just will never end, and it's just riling up all of the people to like dance to this song. They not like us. Right? That's really like a war cry for real if you really think about it. Right? It's strumming up warlike, tribal-like energy against an enemy that, quite frankly, I didn't even know we had. Like, I didn't even know that Drake was the public enemy number one, that a force in the music industry that had to be stopped. Here it was, I thought it was Joe Biden, but I digress. Anyways, when we talk about war and we talk about dispositions, none of these dispositions are forgiving. Why is forgiveness one of the tenets of spiritual development? Because if you're going to hold on to shit, you might as well just stay in the house and do whatever the fuck you was going to do before you was thinking about becoming spiritually evolved, because you're not going to get there. If you really mad about your dad, baby dad, son, brother, mother, cousin, the job, what you did last summer, what you did last night, the time you cheated on your girlfriend, the time you cheated on your boyfriend, the time you did something strange for a piece of change. Listen, we all done a bunch of crazy shit, but when we evolve into spiritual development, don't none of that shit matter. So when we talk about a particular song that's rooted in hate, because that's what the song is, even deeper, Kendrick Lamar says, I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate. And we said, we hate. See, this is kind of crazy how the enemy will boost an ego for human consumption only for us to be led to the slaughterhouse later, right? And it's a lot of things going on in the world that requires unity, requires forgiveness, requires understanding, requires wisdom, and beef is the last thing that we need in this country, even as a concept, because if a person have a war with you and he attack you, you're not even gonna know, because you fighting your own brother. But you got to understand how history repeats itself over and over and over again. If we was ever united as Black Americans, ever, we would still have our country. However, I went to a Black school. The nature of Black children is to talk shit about each other on the daily basis. Who can come up with the meanest shit to say about this person for no fucking reason? Because it's just something to do. If you grew up and went to a Black inner city school, you either experienced it or was the butt of the joke or said, I'm glad they joking on that nigga and not me. Either or. But the reality of it is that we are very cruel to one another. So when we get into spiritual development and we're trying to grow and to evolve, you got to release that hate. You got to release that hate. The facts of the relationship being toxic and turmoil and fucked up is not an excuse. Because when you are showing up as your true self, who you thought you were, that shit not even valid. It's not even valid. Like, trauma brings this about, or roses brings this about. How did I get so into this awakening? I tell people all the time, on August 26, 2003, 3 days after my birthday, I died and was resurrected as this person that you see right in front of you. I died so deeply that sometimes I'm not quite sure that I'm even living on earth. Somebody knocked on my door. I opened up the door. It's a gun pointed to my head. And then I see a flash. And then I spiral out and down. I wake up, I stand up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. Only thing is, I'm not dead. So I sit there on my porch trying to figure out what just happened. The police come, they arrest me. I go to jail for 2.5 years off mad, crazy technicalities, random shit, having the worst judge, being on probation. Even though I got robbed, I went to jail for 2.5 years. I ain't never even heard of no shit like that. But these niggas tried to rob me. The only thing is, I'm thinking I'm dead. So they like, where the shit at? I'm like, shit, I'm not saying nothing because it's out of here. I'm out of here. So then when the cops come, it's mad drugs in the house. Like crazy shit. But at the same time, being in jail for 2.5 years, I came out of jail, not the same Kyrie, a completely different person that have never went back and said, let me recover that old version of myself. It's been onward and upward ever since then, even though I spent 2.5 years in prison. So I say all of that to say, who you think you are is not who you actually are. So therefore, if you're going to, the hardest part about spiritual development, I think, would be Thursday, would be release days. Because last time I checked, people try to hold on to their personality for dear life. And then it's like, well, how do I change? How do I get into a space? The things that worked for me was to stop and smell the roses. Because even though I went through that whole entire experience, I was still thinking that I was going to redeem myself from my old self. And now I realized that that was the thought that held me back the entire time, dreaming of praying for redemption when really I should have been fixated and focused on forgiveness, because I was living in Massachusetts after I got out of prison and I was stuck at a job that was crazy. And I really wanted to get to Ohio. My spirit wanted to get to Ohio, but I didn't know anybody in Ohio really. And then I didn't have any money to just go to Ohio. So I had an Android and it was a forgiveness app that I had downloaded. And I don't even know, this app don't exist, but it was a black screen and it would be like Bible verses that would just kind of appear out of nowhere and then disappear into a black screen. And then out of nowhere, it'll be a red forgiveness. And I would just stare at my phone and I was just really into forgiveness. I was just like, forgiveness. Yeah, forgiveness. I didn't know why, but I was like, I'm just going to forgive everything. Ah! Ah! Forgive everybody and everything. Just forgive, forgive, forgive. I was just on that shit. Tell me why. I was talking to my girlfriend at the time. I was in my studio apartment and she was pissing me off. I was so mad. I had this like wooden closet door. I punched it so hard and I broke my pinky. And I couldn't work and I needed the money. And I was like, and I was driving to work trying to figure out how I was going to, because I worked at a hard labor job. Like it was like me not with a pinky just wasn't, I couldn't work, period. So I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get out of work. And I was a passenger. My boy was giving me a ride to work. And I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. But the whole time I'm just forgive myself for breaking my pinky. I just knew that was the solution. Forgive, forgive, forgive. We driving down the street. And I swear the most bitch ass accident happened, right? This car like pulls out. We're like basically 500 feet away from the car, meaning that if my mans just have any type of understanding of hitting the brakes, he was zonked the fuck out. I don't know what it was. The forgiveness had took over his soul, I guess. Man, he ran into this car so perfectly. Wham! And the cops was like, "Is everybody okay?" I'm like, "No, I broke my pinky." Oh, I got into the goddamn ambulance. I sued the fuck out of that goddamn car. I got that money, got the fuck out of Boston, and moved to Ohio. So that story is how powerful forgiveness is. Like, if you going through something and you holding on to something and it's bothering you and it fucked you over, learn to forgive. Now, I would add on burn rose petals, right? Do something that's going to enact the energy of forgiveness in the energy of generosity to your ancestors, to your spirit guides. This is their food. They do eat food. I'm sorry, they do eat food. Like, you can make them a plate. You can do all types of symbolic activities in reference to generosity and offering. But it's going to be hard if you're not in tune with your soul. So it's like, all right, I gave some stuff to my baby daddy. He don't appreciate it. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. So let's look at a couple more things before we get up out of here. Thank y'all for rocking with me. If y'all haven't liked the video already, please do so. I'm going to take some time to read these comments because I was in my bag for a little bit. Oh, y'all just laughing at me. Okay. That's good though. Tap into the episode we did yesterday where we was talking about laughter. If you haven't, all of these energies run concurrent. We just can't talk about them in one setting or else it'll be a 5-hour video, and that's just crazy. So if we look where Jupiter is at the second decan of Taurus, is circled at the bottom of your screen. The card that rules the second decan of Taurus is the Six of and this is what we're going to talk about now. Okay. All right now. Let me blow this up so y'all can see a little bit more. And it's very interesting, right? When we talk about this card, why is it that one of the meanings of this card is generosity? Generosity, in order to be generous, you would have to forgive yourself for the thoughts of you feeling that you couldn't be generous. Oh, I'm too broke. I ain't never had, and I wish I had, and all this. No, you actually of noble birth. You actually are a spirit being having a spiritual experience. If you knew how wealthy you were, if you were to capitalize and act on that idea, you would be so goddamn wealthy. But your issue is you don't feel like you can. You feel like it's something against you. You don't ask nobody for help. Man, I would love to help a nigga that was serious about doing some goddamn Shopify. Got money ready to invest and ready to, invest in the ads and market their Shopify page. Motherfucker, last time I checked, motherfuckers want to start a Shopify and wait for the orders to roll in and don't want to invest. Man, I had my Shopify store for a year rather, before I got a sale. I ain't get no sales until I started paying money for ads. I'm going to be real with you. $5 a day came through righteous for me, right? And shit, I would have still been sitting on top of a business like, man, I wish I could get some sales. Hey, can y'all go to the site and buy something, please? Hey, man, can y'all please go to Columbian Exchange and buy something, man? Please, man. I ain't even going to say it. I ain't even going to say it. So looking at this card, and this is from the Erotic Tarot. My boy AD was talking about a vision board. This is what this card is about. It's like a vision board for who you want to be and who you could be, right? This is a woman who basically have her shit together. And we should all see ourselves as men and women with our shit together. We should just see that version of ourselves as, that's where I'm getting to. You got to feel good about yourself, right? This is success. And from this place, you give unconditionally. You it's like acting as if you are already there. How do you act, right? What is the main characteristic of an actor, right? How do I know that a person is acting? Well, the main thing would be their wardrobe. That's how you know, right? If you ever did any theater, and the differentiation between the show and maybe rehearsal is the wardrobe. It makes all the difference. It brings everything to life. Imagine if you just went to a show and niggas had on regular khakis and shit. It just wouldn't feel the same. It would just be weird. Like, I don't know if that was good acting or I just seen a bunch of niggas talking. Now I'm confused. What is theater really? It would have you thinking about something completely different if you went to go see Annie and she had on Timbs. She had on blue jeans. She had on the New York baggy style jeans. Like, what up, yo? You'd be like, this ain't the same Annie. It ain't really resonating. If she had on a red dress with the black shoes and the Pippi long stockings, you'll be into the Annie. It's a hard knock life looking ass. Like you would be in the vibe because of the wardrobe. Now, when we are trying to make that transition from who we are and who we want to be, you're going to have to invest. Oh, good. What did I just say? I said invest. What is the etymology of that word? This is the science right here, niggas. This is the real science. To clothe in the official robes of an office, I thought you said Forex meant investing, hood. I invested all my money in Forex. Hey, I would have got some prostitutes and had more sex. Forget that Forex. But if you want to know about invest, it is to clothe in official robes of an office. Here it is. You thought you were supposed to invest in stocks. Your cousin said, let's invest in this restaurant. That money gone, man. That money gone. Never to be seen again. You ain't invested in shit. Invest don't mean they got your ass. Invest means to clothing the official robes of an office, my guy. You gotta look the part. You ever heard of that? What do that mean? Look the part. This is science. To have an appearance that is suitable for or expected of something. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where is young Ma at? Ooh, ooh. To have an appearance that is suitable for or expected of something. So, what do you expect to happen today? What do you expect to happen today? Well, you know how to bring it into manifestation because you're just simply going to look the part. So, at this particular time, the computer is glitching. So, I'm going to take that as a sign to get up out of here, take care of some business. As I said, we're going to be in Frankenmuth this weekend doing a show. So may or may not have any more videos this week, just depending on how much work we get done and if I have time. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me this week as we grow this daily energy reading. I'll be back with more videos in the future. Just be sure to subscribe, join the Instagram if you haven't, and make sure you burn some roses, man. Make sure you do something spiritually outside of the norm, okay? Stretch your boundaries, do something that represents your soul, do something random, do something weird, and tune in and tap into what is really important. And also, don't go to that damn post office giving people evil looks for no fucking reason. Them people ain't did shit to you. They didn't do nothing to you. Say hi, how you doing? My name's Charmaine. Nice to meet you. Okay, stop giving these people dirty looks. All right. So with that being said, that's been the show, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.